Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chair Yoga. This week's theme I'm going to call Begin Again, just a refresher to kind of go back to the basics to help us root ourselves into the practices of embodiment. That is, I think, what yoga's great gift to the world is that brings us into the body. So I'm going to do some work around that theme of just grounding and being very mindful about the very basic alignment principles about how to get in and out of a posture, how to lubricate the joints, just the basics so that we can kind of have a beginner's mind today and allow that to encourage us as we go forward and to kind of take away any staleness that might be going on. So we're going to begin with a breath practice that's very, very commonly used, very popular in all yoga traditions, and that is called alternate nostril breathing. And in the yoga tradition, it's Nadi Shodhana. Nadi Shodhana. So I'm going to, again, I know we have done this before, many of you, but I'm going to just, again, start as a beginner would. And it's done by utilizing your right hand for the mudra. So your right hand, now I can't mirror you on this. I'm going to look a little different from you, but I am using my right hand. Your thumb, your right thumb will be the vehicle to, block off the nostril of your right side. So right thumb will block off the right nostril. And then either your ring finger or your middle finger, ring finger would be preferable. That's what's going to block off the left nostril. So that's the way we'll just alternate between that. And then just listen carefully to my direction, because I'm going to try to coach you through it, give you some verbiage for the whole practice. So let's take a deep breath in, get your hand positioned and ready to go. So it's just kind of floating around in front of your face. So you're ready to use that. And you're in that very upright position. So you feel the length of your spine, that the crown of your head has been located right over your tailbone. So you feel that kind of alignment with that midline or a central energy channel of the spine. So let's just find our breath now, breathing in and out, just as we customarily do, just to become aware of the breath. Let's try to breathe in and out through the nose. And then we're going to introduce this way of directing the breath through particular nostrils. And I'll tell you real quick why that's helpful in the body, is that the left side of the body, therefore the left nostril, is associated with the parasympathetic part of our nervous system. And so it lends itself to a more calming kind of body embodiment. Whereas the right side is associated with the sympathetic. So that's more the fight flight. That's where we're very energized. That's the right nostril. So that is how the body regulates itself on every breath, which is quite amazing, isn't it? And we're going to direct it. We're going to kind of participate in that by utilizing our mudra to block off the nostrils so that we can be particular about how we're breathing. And we're going to start with a big breath in through both nostrils and exhale it out. Now use your thumb to press against the nostril of the right side and take your inhale through your left. Inhale comes through the left. Plug that nostril and release the breath through your right side. And breathe in through the right side. Plug the nostril and breathe out through the left. Breathing in through the left. Plug the nostril and breathe out through the right. So I'm going to stop with my thumbs and fingers so I can talk you through it. But essentially it is, you breathe in through one side and you're always going to alternate the breath to the other side. So you're always going to change your nostril when it's time to exhale. So I'm not sure where you are in your breath practice, but I'll just join you here as I'm inhaling through my left side, plugging that up so that it can exhale through the right. Staying with that right side. Then I plug so it comes out through the left. In through the left. Now it's time to change. Out through the right. In through the right. Time to change. Out through the left. Stay with that now. It always changes when it's time to exhale. Close your eyes is very helpful. Focus on what you're doing. Don't worry about it. It's just a way to practice a more mindful experience of what the body does to regulate itself. Keep a softness about your mouth. Just know that it's time to plug a nostril when it's time for you to exhale. See if that is helpful. Stay with it for a few more breath cycles all the way through. Stay with it. Calm down. Relax your mouth. Just directing your breath as best you can. Just do the best you can. When it's time for your next exhale, just take your hand down and breathe out. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale it out of the mouth. Once more, inhale through the nose. Exhale it out of the mouth like a big sigh. Good. I'm going to make my way to the practice area because we're going to start standing up. I want to start in a standing position so that we can feel the rootedness of our body standing up. So we start with grounding. So it's kind of a bringing awareness into the legs. That root chakra is at the very base of the spine, and all of your legs and feet are considered the root chakra energy. So I want you to just find a stance that feels comfortable. If a little wider than your hips gives you more a sense of stability, please choose that. If hips distance apart works really well, then choose that. Make sure your feet are straight, toes are pointing forward, heels behind that, so it's not that you've angled your feet out and become, unaware of how your feet are positioned. So you want parallel feet in a stance that feels comfortable and supportive. Let's begin now with our mountain pose. I want you to lift those shoulders up, pull back, and as you do so, the hands open up and palms are facing forward. Now I want you to soften the knees so there's not a lock there, but it feels kind of buoyant, much more stability there. Pull the belly muscles in. And pulling the belly in will just automatically stabilize your low back. Trying to drop your tailbone straight down. See if you can close your eyes here. And if you're like some of us, we need to be near the chair for that so we can kind of touch it. So don't hesitate to just put your hand on your chair if that is a better route for you to feel more stability. Eyes are closed, that changes things. Breathing in and breathing out. Feeling your body in your feet and legs. Like your experience of yourself now is in the feet, in the legs. So they feel almost heavier, more solid. Feel the sense of rooting, that you're no longer feeling yourself, on your carpeted or wood floor, but that you're on Mother Earth, you're on the very ground. And of course, there's a gravitational pull to keep you there. So you're aware that you're already being stabilized through Mother Nature's pull. Softness of the knee, but a sturdiness of the legs and the feet into the ground. Feeling the embodiment of yourself here and now, right here, right now. Breathing all the way in before you go to a breath that goes all the way out. Knowing that your body regulates yourself with each and every breath. Let's use this moment, eyes closed, to set our particular intention for class today, what it is you need from yoga. My general intention for us collectively is to begin again, is to come with a beginner's mind so that we can really come into the body and feel the shift within us when we are fully present in the moment, in our bodies. And we're going to seal that by taking that breath in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. Ah. Flutter your eyes open with me now and lift up. Palms come together up and overhead. Look up. Breathe in and breathe out. Gentle touch with your fingers together, your palms together. Start to move your arms in a way that starts to get maybe your arms are extended more around your ears. You're just testing how that is for you. Feel the strength of your legs supporting your entire body, including, and maybe especially now, your shoulders and your arms as they reach up toward the heavens. Look up if that's good for your neck. If it feels good for your neck to look up, please do that. Deepen the breath all the way through its cycle in and out. On your next exhale, we bow into ourselves as we bring our palms to our heart. Inhale back up. Exhale, go wide open. And land in that T position with your palms facing up. I want you to turn your head slowly and carefully and mindfully to look from one hand to the other. You don't need to be doing it when I'm doing it. You're not trying to sync up with anybody else. You're just knowing we're here now in this T position now, very strong, opening up our palms and turning gently to look side to side so we can explore the range of movement in our neck and maybe encourage more movement. Be sure you're breathing in and breathing out, giving your movement of your neck, if that's all you're asking right now, but you're giving the gentle movement of your neck the fuel that it needs. Let your shoulder blades drop down the back, side to side. You're just looking, moving, and it doesn't have to be this particular pattern. If you're just developing, looking down, looking up, looking different ways, please explore that. Let your body be your guru, the Guru Dev. We're going to meet at center, facing forward. Inhale with me, palms come together overhead. Exhale, bow down to yourself at your heart. Inhale up, and exhale, go wide, round all the way. I want you to all take a wider step out now so we can get some movement, some fluid movement of the arms at shoulder height. So the arms are extending and swinging back and forth at the height of your shoulders. And notice the sway of your hips and the bend of the knee to accommodate that. I want you to get this to move in the speed that seems to serve you. So if you've got a lot of energy this morning, you've got lots of energy. And so this would be great that you just start kind of dancing through this, moving in the speed that your body seems to be craving. It's got a lot of energy. Now, if you're not feeling that way, then your movement will be slower, a little more intentional. That's okay. That's just beautiful. It's just following the lead. And feeling your connection to the earth for, this sense of stability as you do this, side to side. We're going to try to add a bit of a twist. So now you're going to keep your arms still at pretty much the same height, but each time you're going to bring it all the way around and turn your head to go with it. I like to touch my heart. The other one hand is at the heart. The other hand is reaching back. Maybe one heel lifts. When you twist, you feel like that opposite heel has to lift up. Makes sense. So just follow that lead. Couple more breaths. And then let's go lower. So the arms get a chance to rest a little bit, yet we're still including a twist, but we're not holding our arms quite so high. And we're going to start winding down. So if you were going at a pretty speedy pace, start to slow it down. Then I want you to just put one arm behind your back and one arm at the heart. So the elbow is bent and you've got your arm but just back there. I got mine sort of at the midsection of my back. And then I'm going to just release that. You can see if you can grab hold of your arm. So this arm has bent and you're grabbing hold of that other arm. So pull the shoulders back here. Full breath in and out. Let's switch that so we can do the other side. I'll show you that from the back view, just in case you're confused about what I'm doing. Just holding on back there. So it pulls that shoulder, the arm that has stretched behind you is pulling back right through that deltoid muscle and all of those shoulder joint muscles. Let's do it again, where you're just switching, pulling back. So it's like the hand is going to hold on to that arm. So both shoulders are supported in pulling back and letting those shoulder blades drop down the back. Let's give it a full breath in and out. Switch it again. Pull those shoulder blades back and down. And release all the way up. Let's find our back bend now. Palms are facing each other. I want you to soften the knees, pull in the belly now, and let your thumbs pull back. So upper thoracic, the part of your rib cage is thoracic area of your spine. So that upper part of that is gently in a back bend. Stabilize your low back, pull the belly in, drop your tailbone to the earth like a root, like another root. Full breath in now. You can take it. You can get a whole breath even while you're stabilizing like that. Lift up if you can. In other words, lift your chin, look up at the ceiling if you can. If your neck is agreeable to that, take it. Keep it neutral if that's a better choice for you. Breathe in and breathe out. Stay with it. A back bend already. Excellent. Let's bring ourselves to neutral. Palms come together. Inhale. Exhale, heart, bowing to yourself. Inhale up, and exhale, go all the way around. Let's get a hold of our block, and we're going to just use it to do the same kind of movement we were doing a moment ago, where you're kind of swaying from side to side, and at the same time, you're shifting the block around. Oh, I had a groove there for a moment, and then I lost it. There it is. So switching the hands, just, getting the block to go from one hand to the other. And you know how high it is that you're holding your arms. So you're doing the shift at shoulder height. That's a choice you can make. You might decide, well, I don't really have the strength for that right now. I'm, whatever. Shoulders aren't liking that. So you can just do it with a lower position of your arms. You can decide. Stay with the same movement. See, and you can feel the rhythm, the flow of this. And we're going to stop in the center, lift up, drop that back behind the block back behind you. Try to squeeze your elbows in towards your head. Just find a nice pace here. Do you remember which way you were doing that switch of the hands? Let's come back to that and we'll go the other way now. Just feeling the strength of your legs, the strength of your body in this standing position, the stability, this connection to the earth, and how you can move and flow and still feel totally, supported, grounded, connected, stable. Again, the height of your arms could be varied, so you can choose how high you're doing this. One more time around. We're coming back with the block in front. Lift it up and drop it down and back up. So try to keep your elbows squeezing towards your head. And we're catching up with the breath now. Just stay with your breath. And if moving your block up and down is kind of interfering with your breath and you can't really catch up with your breath, then just stop the movement of the block so that you can really connect to the breath and feel that you're all caught up. Lift up. Lift up as if you're trying to push that block into the ceiling. Lift up. Hold on to the block in some way. I've got it like this. I've just got my hands just holding on to the wide side. And then I'm going to try a bend here now, keeping arms right up against the head, right near the ears. See if you can do it with as little sway in your hips. So you're keeping your hips, you know, stabilized, not swaying your hips so that you can really isolate the movement in the upper body. Let's come back to center and we'll do the same thing on the other side. The block keeps you honest, doesn't it? It's going to keep your arms in a parallel position. Let your head just be kind of supported between your upper arms like that. Full breath in and out. Like you're kind of pushing the block away from your head. Ever so slightly. Back up. You're going to drop that back down and up. And all the way down. Maybe you can just put the block on your chair. Let's find our mountain pose. So we're back to hips distance apart. We got the shoulder blades back and down, palms are facing forward. Let's pull in the belly and feel the additional rooting of our tailbone. So our feet root to the ground. We can feel that immediately. We sense that immediately, obviously. But how about the root of your tailbone? So I want you to find that as well. So you've got 3 good roots connecting you here. Now, again, I wish I'd have mentioned this earlier. Nearness of the chair. I want to switch in, let us switch into our tree, our balancing pose. So nearness to the chair so that you can have your hand there if you need it. But we're going to have our leg that is near the chair become our root of our tree. Let's lift that other knee up. So I'm going to give you a side view of that. I know you're familiar with it, but just letting that gradual shift into the balancing on one leg and rotate your knee away from the standing leg, away from the center. Either keep your foot there resting against the inner ankle of your standing leg or slide it up so it's onto the inner part of your calf and shin. And using your palms together as a beginning or keeping one hand at the chair. Let's stabilize now. Look down, find a drishti, find a place to focus your eyes that's very near to the floor or maybe slightly above. And stay in that calm abiding where you're just here experiencing this rooting in a tree. You know, we become the tree. We're not trying to imitate the tree. We're trying to experience what that might be like to be that tree. Stillness, deep within, and yet we have sort of the suppleness to move with the breeze, to move with the flow, if you will. Now, the arms are the branches of your tree, so they can be expressed in any way you'd like. Keeping your hands at the heart like this could be one way, but you might decide you want to reach for the sky, you want to reach for the sun. Steady that breath all the way in, all the way out. Strength and stability of that rooting leg. That's your tree's trunk. Come out of the pose with as much mindfulness as you came into it. Both feet to the floor. And then I want you to shake both legs out. Maybe your arms too, just shake it, so you feel like you're resetting your body. And maybe you even here, you need to catch up with your breath. If somehow you were holding your breath or just didn't realize that you needed to now catch up again with your breath. Always locate yourself so that you have one leg near the chair. You probably don't need to haul your chair around like I do. You could just move yourself, but make sure you now have your other leg near the chair for support. We start to just lift up the heel of the other leg just so we can rotate that knee away from center, away from the standing leg, our tree's trunk. Let the sole of the foot rest into that inner ankle, or slide it up so it's below the knee, somewhere in the calf area, but it's inside, and the knee, that resting knee, resting leg, is pointing away from center. Let's pull the belly in, find our drishti, and start to feel the fullness of breath return. And that you're going to stay right here, not try to improve upon or change anything in any way until you've located your full breath in and your full breath out. Like every pose, everything we try, we start from the beginning. We breathe, we connect to the experience of the body, the stability of the earth, the ease that's right there within our body, regulated. Remembering that the arms are the branches of the tree, and so maybe once we've steadied ourselves, we can begin to look for expression. Our creativity shows up. Complete your exhale. Lift the chest. Again, we come out with as much mindfulness as we came into the pose, bringing both feet to the floor and shaking those legs out. Let's open our stance. And again, we're going to start moving in a flowing kind of a way. I want you to just swing your arms side to side, shifting your weight. We're going to start twisting. So you start bringing one arm way back. Let's keep our arms at chest height. If you can join me with that we're about chest height. And make sure one heel is lifting. So as you turn to your left, your right heel pops up. That kind of thing. Let's hold. It doesn't matter which one. That one hand is reaching back and your opposite heel is popped up. Try to turn your head as much as you're able to look toward the hand that is reaching behind you. Now let's find a fullness of breath here. The hand that's resting on the heart, we leave it, we spring it forward. We bring it away from the body now. So our arms are opened up like a T, straight out from the body. In this twist, this standing twist. Full breath in and out. This side has been a pattern for the body. So as you unwind, palms come together up and overhead. Let's just shift now to create that very same twist on the other side. One hand reaching back, the other one reaching forward. Look back behind you as much as your neck will allow. And your opposite heel, so if you're turning towards your right, your left heel should be up off the floor. Feel the softness of the knees. They don't want them to be locked. You're kind of giving access to your legs and knees, your joints to support this. Steady the breath now all the way through its cycle. On the next exhale, arms come out of that and we're reaching up overhead. Let's take a big inhale together here. Exhale, heart. Inhale up and exhale, go all the way around. Let's do 2 more of those. Big inhale up, way back, and all the way around, up, and all the way around. Good. Let's be near the chair so that we can use that as to support our standing leg. And let's take a high knee up and a straight leg out, high knee. So we're just going to alternate that pattern of a straight leg and a bent knee. Keep your spine long. Your belly pulled in so you feel core strength supporting you, not just that standing leg, but the whole core strength has been fired up. I'm going to stay right here just to save time, but I want you to try the other side now. So if you want to relocate so your standing leg is near your chair, please do that. It's a knee bent, a straight leg, a knee bent and down. Stay with it. And both feet to the floor. Excellent. Let's make our way to seated now. So I'm gonna position myself here so you can see me. Let's get the block on the floor so it's between our ankles. Come forward on the chair so you're not using the backrest. And let's find mountain pose in this seated position now. Arms are alongside the frame of the chair, palms face forward, pull the belly in. Shoulder blades are pulling back and down, chest bones lifting up. Squeeze the block a little bit so you can feel the engagement of your leg muscles as you breathe in and breathe out. Close your eyes and let's find a circle of breath. So the breath starts at the soles of the feet and you're going to bring that inhale up through the front of your body, all the way through your limbs, up through the front of the body, that inhale. And once you reach the crown of your head, your exhale is going to go backside of your body, all the way through back to the soles of your feet. So just imagine the breath circling your body like that. It's a full body experience of this breath, and it's circular, always going on. So it just melds from inhale to exhale. There's no pause. It just goes right from inhale, exhale, back to inhale. Circle the breath through and around your body now. Eyes closed, so you can really imagine that happening. And it can be a circular movement as slow as you need it to be. Just let your rhythm return, your natural body rhythm of breathing. Feel your ankles to the block. Feel the strength of your core. Feel your sit bones in the chair and the circle of breath surrounding you. Excellent. Let's flutter the eyes open. Inhale, palms come together up and overhead. Exhale, heart. Inhale up. Exhale, wow, all the way around. I'm going to turn to the side. You don't need to. I'm going to, but you don't need to. But we're going to move the block underneath the chair or somewhere away from us. I'm going to give you a side view. So you're going to be facing just as you were. Bring your legs together like a mermaid leg here. Sit up tall. So you're pretty much in your mountain pose. Let's get our palms on our lap. Strengthen the core. And let's begin to pattern the body for a twist. So it's going to look like a Ferris wheel movement. So arm is going to reach up and go back and around. And once you start, you've done it a couple times, see if you can now start turning your head to go with it. So when you circle around, you're kind of looking at that. And then let's leave that in its side position. So that arm is on the side of us. And we're going to bring our left hand across the body to hold on to that right thigh. So there's a twist. It's a simple twist. So just want to feel that from the waistline moving its way up, shoulder blade back. Let's try it a little bit different. So you're going to fold forward like as if you're going to try to touch your fingers to the floor. You're nowhere near that, but it's that idea that you're trying to drag your arm down lower and let that back arm lift up. Both palms facing forward. Lift that top arm so that it really feels like it's helping you expand through your chest cavity. Stay right here if this is a really good pose for you, or you get it, or you can always come back and kind of reposition it, do it again, try it again, and come back to here, or look for different ways that you might find a better expression for your body today. But I'm going to give you one more challenge for those of you who want to participate, and that is that we're going to lift it up. We're going to bring that up and off that chair and find that same twist, but we're no longer seated on the chair. We're in this position that is called Uttanasana, which is the chair squat. Full breath in and out. The legs are squeezing together. Let's bring ourselves back to neutral. And I want you to just reset your body, move your head around, get your shoulder rolls, whatever it is you need. And again, if you don't want to, you don't need to turn. Again, I'm trying to give you the view that gives you the best access to what I'm doing. But if you're finding it's just as comfortable to do it facing forward, please choose that. Again, we're squeezing our legs together so we can do the other side. So we want to twist the other way now. The pattern of the body starts with this Ferris wheel movement of our arm. It goes forward and then up. And then once we start warming up, we can start to turn and let our shoulders go with it and let our head turn to kind of follow that arm as it comes back. So we're starting to create a pattern of a twist in the body. Legs are squeezing together. And we're going to leave that arm back and bring the other arm across to the other side of the thigh, and there's a twist. You could reach at different places where you are on that back arm. You could reach it up. If you want to take that next level or find the level that you want to achieve, then we're squatting here. So you're shifting your weight into your heels. You're taking all of your weight out of your knees and bringing your body weight into the sit bones, really, back in toward the heels and back into the buttocks. Deepen the breath. Legs are squeezing together. You're breathing in and breathing out. Let's come back to our neutral position and reset the body. Let's find a mountain pose. So we've got our feet hips distance apart, arms alongside the chair's frame, palms face forward so our shoulder blades know where to go. Let's smooth out the breath. I want to try to continue to work on things that connect our right brain, left brain activity. So we're crisscrossing the body. It's a really good stimulation for the mind to stay sharp, but it's also just energetically a good and positive way to keep regulated within the body. So let's start by finding a little pattern here where you lift up your knee and touch it with your hand, with your opposite hand. So lifting up the knee, touch it with the opposite hand. There's step one. We're going to keep doing different things. So how about extending it and touching the toe, bent knee, and down? There's a pattern. Touch, toe, knee, down. Touch, toe, knee, down. Stay with it. Touch, toe, knee, down. Let's switch sides. Touch the knee, touch the toe, the knee, and down. Switch sides. Try to keep your spine long. You know, it's going to be a bit of a challenge, but just bring yourself forward as much as you can. We're switching sides. Touch, toe, down. Straighten out that leg. Last time. We're back to our mounted position. Let's do some shoulder rolls while we catch up with our breath. Feel the connection of your feet to the ground. So we don't get sloppy. We're going to stay alert and focused on our body. So it's purposeful. Keeping your feet connected now to the earth as you kind of loosen up those shoulders, pulling up, back, and down. That draws the shoulder blades toward each other. Let's do the opposite movement, which pulls your shoulder blades away from center. It's a good movement too. So try to exaggerate the movement so you're getting that, feel that spread apart of the shoulder blades in any way at all you can feel it. Good, let's come back to neutral. Let's land our hands on our shoulders. We created those wings. And we're going to go through that opposite movement now, or I should say just bringing opposite limbs together, crossing through the midline. Check in with your mouth, make sure there's no tension there. And that you can create this nice rhythmic movement that seems very consistent with your breath. I'm not sure where the inhale is or where the exhale is, but it feels rhythmic to you, stable with the breath. Maybe you try 2 touches, kind of giving yourself a little more of a abdominal workout here. And let's try to even it out so we feel like we've done each side about the same number of times. We come back to neutral. Let's do some circles with those elbows. To the point now where elbows come forward, we're going to try to drop our hands behind our back. So fingers are reaching for your shoulder blades while your upper arms are kind of crowding around your head. Relax your neck here. Feel the support of those upper arms crowding around your head and how that really supports your head's weight and your neck has a chance to release. Grab hold of opposite elbows so now you've got a frame around your head. And we're going to tick-tock a little bit here. So just letting your body rock or tilt side to side. I'm actually resting my arms on my head. So it kind of takes away from the sway of the hips because we know we're sitting, so we've got to keep our body weight connected to that chair. So it's going to really isolate the movement in your waistline. When we spring that all loose, one hand reaches to the ground, the other one reaches to the ceiling, and we're going to turn our head to look somewhere, finding our drishti. Be creative. Give your body as much movement as you can. Either looking up, looking down, alternating between that. Full breath in and feeling how your chest cavity is expanded. We'll come back to where we started. So we've got our frame around our head. We catch up with the breath while we're sort of supporting our head and neck. The shoulder blades slide down the back. And we'll go the other way now. One hand is heavy and it's reaching toward the floor. The other one is reaching strongly up toward the sky. And you're finding your drishti in service of helping your neck find its full range of movement today in your practice. Expanding through the rib cage. Feeling your feet to the earth. Exhale completely. Both arms up, palms come together. Exhale here at your heart. Inhale up. Exhale, go all the way around. Patterning the body. We're going to come into that figure 4 position. So you're going to lift one leg up to lay that ankle onto the thigh and then trying to just flatten out that shin bone. So it's kind of in as horizontal of a position as you're able to do. Let's keep it up there now and use your hands to pull your foot towards you. I want you to massage your foot, spread your toes, get your hands in there, put your thumbs in there. I want you to really give your foot a nice massage. Tend to those toes, tend to your feet. Soften up those tight ligaments, tendons. Help them get some oxygenation here, better blood flow. Reposition so it's someplace you feel like you can be. You know, your knee is comfortable, your ankle is supported there on your thigh. Arms are going to stretch across your shin, and we sit up tall. Ever so slightly, bring your chest bone forward. And stay with that very position, as boring as it may seem. Stay with it. Chest bone has come forward. You're letting the arms just dangle over your shin. Steady the breath. We can do a twist here. So you're bringing your left elbow toward that inner ankle and just letting your hand lay down. And so then we roll, lift that right shoulder back and away. That's one way. This one, it can even lift up. You can do the twist with an arm extended toward the ceiling, or letting that arm just be tucked behind you, sort of supported in that fashion. Kind of a bound position here. This one's a little more open. The standing leg, that foot that's still on the floor, make sure it's not dragging away from the midline, that your knee starts to collapse out toward the left side of you. Bring it back to center so it's stable. Let's come back out of that. No use of your hands. You're going to let that leg come back to the floor, and we're going to do it again and again. Back to our neutral position. If there's any kind of reset your body needs, please do it now. And then we're going to do the other side. So patterning that movement. It's different on this side for me. This side's a lot, needs a little more practice. Let's put it that way. When you land there, you're going to pull that up, get your ankle up towards you, bend in the knee a little more, and then start to massage your foot. Get right at it. Spread your toes, work your foot around. You can put a lot of pressure with your hands into your feet. Try to sit tall, stay mindful of what you're doing, feeling what you're experiencing. Your body gains so much more when you're paying attention than when you're not. That's all I can say. Your body will benefit from this time you're taking to massage your foot if you're paying attention to the way it feels. Now position it nice and strong. Make sure your standing leg is well positioned. Arms are going to drape past those shins, slightly forward with the chest bone. Breathe in and breathe out. Feel it in your body. Stay with the sensation. You're just curious as you can be about what your body is experiencing and how you are connected to that experience. There's no separation. You're not viewing this from the outside, just kind of, you're in it. We are one with our experience, aren't we? This gives us that twist opportunity. So elbow comes to that inner thigh, and we just let our forearm kind of match up with that inner lower leg. And either we just let that shoulder pull back into the twist where we're kind of bound into it, or we decide we want it more open and we lift an arm up to the ceiling. Pay attention to where it feels best, where it feels strongest. Don't just throw your arm up in the air and think, there, that's good enough. I want you to find a particular place, the extension of your arm, maybe straight up from your hip. Be particular about it and explore the sensation of it and land where you do because you chose it. And the same thing with if you decided to stay with the bound position, that you're very mindful about the experience and you land where you do because you chose it. Exhale completely. And then we'll unwind ourselves back to neutral position and then no hands as we pattern again to come out. Let's meet in a wide angle now. Let your feet step away. And I want you to pattern that one, but take a big old step out so it comes back to center and way beyond where you started. Get it to jump way out there. And as much as you can, your legs are creating right angles. So you're keeping that knee bent in such a way that more or less both of your legs are in a right angle as you're moving here. We're going to meet with that leg pulled way out into a very expansive position here. And rest a forearm there. And so that your ear is kind of trying to line up with that knee. Pull that shoulder back and extend the arm across the other ear. Full breath in and out. Plant your feet. Get real strong with your legs. They're there because you chose them to be, and they're purposeful, active. Take a big sweeping motion to come out of that and just bring yourself kind of neutral now. Let's just circle around. I'm using this as a reset. Maybe you've got a better plan for your reset, so you don't have to follow my lead, but we're resetting the body so we can explore the same thing on the other side. So we're going to step that knee close together, and then it's a big step out. Big step, big wide step out. Keep your spine erect. Find your breath. Notice how I'm using my hand to guide it. I don't think that's cheating. This just seems to be good self-care. You decide. We're going to meet with that real open position now. Make sure your feet are really connected to the floor. Again, the forearm finds that inner thigh. Your ear is kind of in line with that knee. This arm is sliding past the other side, the other ear. I've kind of wedged my elbow and forearm in because this leg wants to collapse. So I've created, I'm going to outsmart it. So I'm wedging it in there and holding it in place. Deepen the breath, feel your feet, feel your legs. Find a drishti. We've been so good about really including the movement of the head and neck in everything we're doing today. So let's not give it up. Exhale completely. And then we're going to come out of that pose, bring ourselves back to neutral, reset the body, and make your way now into Shavasana. So you're going to start to reposition yourself so you can scoot back and lean into the back of the chair. Don't mind me. I'm repositioning for other reasons. You just find your comfortable place. So if you always go to your couch, go to your couch. Put your legs up the wall. I know a lot of women who like to do that. So anything that brings you to your Shavasana, that sweet spot of total relaxation and quieting. Maybe start or include, because we're too late to start, but let's include some deeper breaths so you can kind of reset your breath pattern, deeper cleansing breaths, and then let them simmer down. Let those breaths just simmer down. And you will start noticing a pause, and that's beautiful that you start to notice the pause between the inhale and the exhale, that brief moment of stillness. Relax your tongue and your facial muscles and let the chair hold you now. You're not trying to hold yourself up away from the chair. You're trying to let the chair just include you, that it's just holding you and supporting you entirely. Hands at your lap could be open palms. We didn't really work on that today because we started in a standing position. So opening the palms into that mudra of receptivity, maybe that would be a good thing to do right now. Open to receive this blessed time of quiet and stillness as you feel at the very same time the aliveness within your body, that sense of prana pulsing through your body, so clearly aware of that. I'm reading from The Promise of a New Day. This quote by Dr. Bill Jackson: "To find the good life, you must become yourself." The more we run away from ourselves, the greater is our disenchantment with all the opportunities each day offers. When we live far from our own center, we ensure distance from all the persons in our life. Happiness in all things eludes us when we become distant from self and others. Finding ourselves, closing the gap on the distance created, is a byproduct of a personal inventory. We must know our wholeness before we can celebrate ourselves. And with celebration comes relief, freedom, and a readiness to tackle the opportunities presented to us. Self-acceptance fosters self-love, the necessary prerequisite to the discovery of a good life. It's within reach. We must decide to move wholly toward it. And I had penned in, over my many years of use of this book, a quote that I decided belonged to this page. It's from Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. "Don't you know that you are the temple of God and that the Spirit of God dwells in you?" Keep your eyes closed and take that full breath in through the nose and exhale it out of your mouth with the sound of ah. 2 more like that. Ah. Eyes stay closed. Bring your palms together in front of your heart and just rub your palms together, just feeling the connection and just the experience of hand to hand. And take those loving hands and rest them across your face, across your eyes, and love yourself up with your hands touching your very face. Hold your face in those hands. Hold your face in this love. Open your eyes inside of that. And then we'll remove our hands and bring palms together at the heart. We bow to ourselves. We bow to one another. Namaste, my friends.
Thanks, Julie.
Thank you.